Welcome to another Clarity interview. I'm very happy to be talking to my friend Dave Delaney in Nashville, who's the author of this, my go-to book about building a professional network, New Business Networking. And Dave has made quite a business for himself in helping other people get into social media and digital marketing. And welcome, Dave. Glad to have you join us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And I just happen to have that same book right here.
Wow, what a coincidence.
I know.
That's awesome.
I know.
So, Dave, tell us a little bit about the kinds of things that you do for clients. What do they call on you and pay you to do for them?
I work with small to medium-sized businesses typically to audit what they're doing online and provide strategies and recommendations for them to use digital marketing more effectively, and that includes social media as a big part of that, but other elements of digital marketing and even offline marketing is to some extent as well. I also do a lot of public speaking and things like that, and in-house training and one-on-one coaching and mentoring with senior people, usually with businesses who are looking to learn more about the space.
So you and I have been involved in networks, digital networks, for a long time. And in fact, we've been connected on digital platforms for quite some time. And it's very easy to assume that everybody knows everything that we know about social networking and digital marketing. But I guess there's an awful lot of companies that really need a mentor or a guide to bring them along, correct?
That's absolutely right. A lot of my clients have been on with me since the beginning even. So that's nearly 3 years. So I've been working with my clients to help them and walk them through how to do this stuff because, as you know, things change every day, so, or at least every week. So it's important to have someone either to stay on top of this stuff yourself or to have a go-to person, and I'm certainly that go-to person for a lot of the time.
And you work not only with corporate entities, but also with educational groups, with nonprofits. Who are some of the clients that you've worked with over the past few years that you've kind of helped move into the social media sphere?
Sure, yeah. I worked for a great company out of Toronto, actually, called The Big Carrot, which is it's a brick-and-mortar B2C company that specializes in vegetarian and vegan, organic cooking and things like that. It's a great store, kind of like a mom and pop version of a Whole Foods, which is a pretty fantastic place. In Nashville, I've worked with Nashville Arts Magazine. I've worked with CJ Advertising. I'm working with a great client right now called Technology Advice, who are really taking a lot of the ideas that I have and running with them. Sometimes some clients are a little hesitant, and sometimes they don't want to, or they don't have the resources, or what have you. But Technology Advice has been a fun company to work with and watch. They just had their first, multi-panel webinar today, which was a great success, and they're doing a lot of fun stuff, and I'm excited to be part of that team as well.
I think you've worked with Emma in town, and you're one of the drivers of PodCamp Nashville, Barcamp Nashville. Tell us a little bit. You're a Canadian guy, so how did you end up with this whole Nashville connection? What's the arc of your digital work experience, and how did you end up here?
Right. Well, as far as the work experience goes, I've been online since '84. I used to run a BBS on my Commodore 64 when I was a kid. So I've been online for a little while. And I've sort of brought online into just about every position I've had, every professional position I've had, I guess, in my career, long before it was expected. And certainly a lot of that was, building email lists for companies and things like that when they're like, well, why do we need that? And website stuff and all of that. So I've worked in performing arts. I got my start working for a performing arts promotions company in Toronto, which took me after that to the largest theater producers in Canada, and I was marketing manager for the Broadway musical Hairspray in Toronto, which was a lot of fun seeing that show born from casting all the way to closing. And after that show closed, I established a great relationship during that time with the Toronto Star, which is Toronto's largest newspaper, Canada's largest newspaper, and worked with them in a promotions capacity, and they hired me on as a promotions executive. From there, I went to Global Television, which is one of the largest television networks across Canada, in a promotions and marketing position. And then moved, I went for a trip to Europe, went backpacking, ended up in Ireland, met my wife there, who is from Jackson, Tennessee, of all places. And we moved back to Toronto, and I lived there for 6 years with her. And had 2 little monkeys there, and we still have those little monkeys. Monkeys being our children, of course. We don't actually have monkeys, just so that's clear. And then moved to Nashville and haven't looked back since I moved to Nashville. Worked with Emma, as you mentioned, which is a great email marketing company. Did their digital marketing and new media specialist was my term at the time. And then went on from there to Griffin Technology for 3.5 years, and I built their social media, everything they do in social media, and also some of their affiliate marketing and email marketing and all of that good stuff. And yeah, went out on my own 3 years ago, February.
So you've done an awful lot of hands-on digital marketing, hands-on social media, network building, which I know you're quite well known for in Nashville, as well as with your book, and now increasingly doing speeches, keynotes on network building and social media. So it sounds like you're having quite an impact on companies and people of all ages, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
I appreciate you joining us, Dave, and letting us know a little bit more about you. And people can reach you. What's the best website or best way that people can reach you?
If you go to Dave Delaney, Delaney, that's the best way to reach me. You can also hit me on Twitter at Dave Delaney as well. Don't go to davedelaney.com. It's a different guy. I missed the boat on that domain, but the guy's a really cool graffiti, or not graffiti, but graphic artist, skateboard guy. So I actually like his artwork. So if you're interested in that, go check that out too. But that's not me.
Yes, I know. I think that's where we first met was on Twitter, and we've been in contact for years since. And I know that because of your background, a lot in theater, improv, and all of this, that it does make for very entertaining ability to speak. So, Dave, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us, and we look forward to ongoing collaboration in the coming days.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care, my friend.